I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish.
I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish and I'm intersectional.
I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish.
I'm Jewish and I feel unsafe.
So for me, the simplest definition of anti-Semitism is hatred of Jews, the Jewish people, or the Jewish community. They created formal laws banning intermarriage, banning sexual relations between Jews and non-Jews, and slowly marginalizing the Jewish people from society.
By undermining the severity of the Holocaust and ignoring the lack of education around the Jewish legacy, our society has become desensitized to anti-Semitism. Neglecting to address these issues creates an atmosphere in which hatred thrives, especially among students.
I have come across anti-Semitic incidents in my career, both as a teacher down in San Diego and as an assistant principal here. The one major incident I think we've dealt with was back in 2017 when we had a number of kids draw swastikas on their hands and on the wrists, and it caused a huge ripple in the community, and we had to respond to that.
I remember in middle school, in my 8th grade year, there were a lot of incidents that happened. Some people that were actually in my friend group went around and wrote swastikas on all the Jews at my school.
Across the districts that I've worked in, one of the things that I see that seems to be a common thread is that there's students who matriculate through school systems ruled by hate, by those microaggressions, the microassaults and the micro-insults, and the way that they're able to layer it in where it seems like it's common and no big deal. But over time, we see how that has impacted individuals and, of course, ultimately the system.
Two weeks ago, Redwood students opened this Instagram account with an offensive caricature that said Redwood students organized in anti-Semitism, currently compiling a Google Doc of Jews in the district. Hit us up if you want to help. WeHateJews.com.
This Instagram account was created by a student at our school, and it featured a lot of Nazi propaganda and just anti-Semitism in general. Then a list came out, and the person who was running the account said the list contained the names of all the Jewish students in the TAM district, which is really scary.
Some of the lists and the drawings that Redwood students created are similar to how some of the Nazis would target Jews.
And there was a lot of issues around freedom of speech and what, as a public school, Redwood could do. The school was like, we understand and we know that this is wrong, but also we don't know if we're quite ready to stand up against it.
If it is discriminatory or harassing conduct based on a protected category such as religion, that student who was not being protected because the school or school administrators did not do anything could then sue the school and the administrator for claims for damages under both state and federal law.
The letter that Lindsay and I ended up writing, we were like, this is all really wrong, we all feel really strongly against this and we want to be heard, and how are we going to make that work? And that's kind of when we came up with the idea of starting a petition that people could sign to show their support for Jewish students and to kind of get direct data on how many people really also felt the way we were feeling.
We hope that by writing this and writing something directly from the student body, that it would let them know how personal it was to us. And school is supposed to be a place where you learn and you feel comfortable, and we definitely didn't feel like that at the time. We also just wanted to see an action plan. What were they going to do to prevent this from happening again, and why did it happen in the first place?
The Jewish students of Redwood High School were left to face these atrocities without the support of their school district. With the petition accumulating over 7,400 signatures, the need for change within the education system became abundantly clear.
I think every school district in the nation needs to add some Holocaust curriculum, teaching all the horrors that people went through.
The education system is unfortunately done a really poor job with addressing kind of history from two sides and sharing a lot of different perspectives.
If you are not taught about how serious like the Holocaust was or other like forms of anti-Semitism that happen all around the world, you don't understand how bad the jokes are.
I really don't believe that a majority of kids are trying to be hurtful when they say certain things like this. And I think if they're educated and understand what they say and how it is perceived by others, I really think that they'll change their behavior as a result.
There are a number of educators that have come together to plan and to put together modules that can be deployed in any of the school sites in Marin County. We're not just creating schools with students who are aware and responsible for their actions, but we're doing it as a community.
Marin schools have not done their job in teaching Jewish history, and students will no longer be desensitized and allow this anti-Semitism to be swept under the rug. The curriculum and policies need a change.